Hey everyone, welcome to today's live stream where we're diving into the essentials, do's and don'ts of selling your residential property in New Zealand. Hi, I'm Grant Hackett, proud owner of Smart Sale Real Estate, and I love helping Kiwis maximise their property sales. Today we're going to be sharing everything you need to know to sell your home for the top dollar possible. And trust me, by following these tips, you'll avoid some of the most costly mistakes that sellers make. Stick around until the end, where I'll reveal a game-changing tip that could increase your sale price by 10%. Ready? Let's jump in. Before we get into the practical aspects of selling, let's start with a very important question. Why? Why are you selling? Don't you know? If you don't, you've got a problem. You really do. You need to know why you are selling, because it helps shape your entire strategy. Maybe you're looking to upgrade, you're downsizing, you're relocating, or selling an investment property. Whatever the reason, you need to know your why. Each of these reasons will impact your approach. For example, if you're downsizing, you might have more flexibility with your timing compared to someone who needs to sell quickly because of a job relocation. Don't rush into selling just because the market seems hot, buoyant, or whatever. You need to be sure that the timing aligns with your personal and financial goals. Selling in haste without thinking through the next steps could lead to stress or even financial setbacks. So let's get to know our market. The New Zealand property market can fluctuate wildly. It's essential to understand whether you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. This distinction will influence your pricing strategy, your marketing efforts, and even how you negotiate. A buyer's market, which at the time of this live presentation, it currently is in New Zealand. This happens when there are more homes on the market than buyers. In this scenario, you may need to be more flexible on price and make your home stand out with strong marketing presentations. Being a buyer's market, however, doesn't mean your home won't sell for top dollar. You just need to prepare your home to meet the market. A seller's market is quite different. In contrast, it gives you more power, as there are more buyers than homes available. You can often set a higher price and receive multiple offers. But don't get too greedy. Overpricing, even in a seller's market, can scare buyers away. And being a seller's market doesn't mean you should list your home without doing your homework. Work with a real estate agent to analyse recent sales in your area. Look at homes similar to yours in size, condition, and location. This will give you a good idea what to expect. Don't assume the general market trends reported in the news applies directly to your neighbourhood. The New Zealand property market can vary dramatically between different suburbs, even from one street to the next. Remember, even though Bob next door swears his home is worth $1 million, it doesn't mean yours is. It might be. It's important to set clear, realistic goals from the beginning. Ask yourself what you want to achieve financially and in terms of timing. How much do you need to make from the sale to move forward with your next step? Your goals may be different if you're moving into a new home, downsizing, or using the money for other investments. Do you need to sell quickly? Or can you wait for the perfect offer? The speed at which you need to sell will impact your marketing strategy. If you're in a rush, you might need to price more competitively. If you can wait, you may be able to hold out for a higher price. Next, what's your plan B? What's a plan B, you ask? Well, a plan B is, what will you do if your property doesn't sell? Will you lower the asking price? Rent it out? Or just take it off the market? Or you've just got to sell it. You need to know what your options are ahead of time. For example, I had a client who needed to relocate within 3 months due to a new job overseas. Knowing this urgency, we priced the property slightly below market value to attract quick interest. And the home sold within the next 2 weeks, well ahead of their move, and also, I might add, above their listing price. Now let's talk about first impressions. You know what they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Well, buyers do. It's the real estate market, not the fantasy market. They judge your home the second they pull into your driveway. Let's back the truck up a bit. In fact, they started judging it way before then. They started judging it when they first found it online. The quality of the pictures, the property description, and the video walkthrough all played a very important part. So take your time to spruce up your front yard, repaint the front door, clean the windows, and make sure the garden is tidy. Don't leave your driveway looking like a dust storm hit it. You want buyers to see the potential, not problems. And no, that 20-year-old lawnmower doesn't add character, just clutter. So let's get serious for a second. Pricing your property correctly is the most important factor in maximizing your sale price. It far outweighs anything else. To price your property correctly, use a comparative market analysis, also referred to as a CMA, to set a competitive price. Don't let emotions get in the way. Your home may have priceless memories for you, but the buyer is only thinking of dollar signs. They want to pay as little as possible. You want to get as much as possible. Think of it this way. Buyers don't care that your kid took their first steps in the living room. They want to know what price they can get it for. How much is it actually worth? So let's now help you choose the correct selling method for you. Now that you've set your goals, the next big decision is choosing how you want to sell your home. In New Zealand, there are several different methods, and the right one depends on your property, its location, the market, and your personal situation. Auctions are a popular method in New Zealand, especially in fast-moving markets or for unique properties. So how do auctions work? Basically, you set a date for the auction, usually 3 or 4 weeks after coming to market, and buyers come prepared to bid. The highest bidder on the day wins, assuming they meet your reserve price. All offers, of course, must be unconditional as of auction date. The good thing is, auctions create urgency, and in a hot market, this can drive the price up. They're also transparent. Everyone knows what the others are bidding. It's a bit like playing a game of cards. Well, everybody else can see your hand. The cons. Auctions can be risky. If bidding doesn't reach your reserve price, you may end up with no sale or have to negotiate post-auction. Auctions work best for properties that are likely to generate strong competition among buyers, such as unique homes or properties in highly sought-after areas. It also generally requires a high-frequency marketing package to be put in place and get your message out. Your real estate agent is the best person to advise you on this. Listing your property with an advertised price is the more traditional approach, and interested buyers submit offers based on that. Remember, the listing price is just the marketing number. What your property actually sells for is market value. Market value can be both higher and lower than the advertised price. This method is straightforward and appeals to buyers who don't like the uncertainty of an auction. You can also have more control over who you sell to, when you sell it to them, and under what conditions. If you set the price too high, however, you may scare buyers off. If you set it too low, you might miss out on maximizing your return. However, a well-trained agent will always negotiate to get you the highest price possible. Here's a tip. Use a comparative market analysis or CMA to price your property accurately from the start. As I've said above, listing too high can lead to your property sitting on the market, while pricing too low can leave money on the table. The third method is by negotiation. It's a pretty flexible approach, especially useful if you're unsure about market conditions or if you want to gauge interest before committing to a price. This method may also be combined with a deadline. I personally only like to use by negotiation for the couple of weeks and then revert to listing with a price. People have been shown to respond more often to properties that have a price on them than to ones that don't. So how does it actually work? Well, buyers submit offers and you negotiate with them to reach an agreement. This method allows for flexibility and gives you time to weigh offers and consider counter offers. However, some buyers might feel uncertain without a clear price guide for them, and this could deter some who prefer transparency. For example, I've seen properties that received multiple offers with this method. In one case, the seller started negotiations with 7 buyers at the same time, creating a sort of informal mini auction that ended up with a much higher than expected sale price. Next up, staging your home. If you want buyers to fall in love with your home, give them something to love. Invest in professional staging. Studies show homes that are staged sell for 6 to 10% more on average than those that aren't. Don't rely on outdated furniture or personal taste. Think neutral, inviting, and spacious. Sorry to say it, but your neon green sofa from 1992 might not be a selling point. So let's talk marketing and photos. These days your home's first showing isn't in person. Surprised? It's online. So hire a professional photographer and consider video and drone footage to showcase the best aspects of your home. Social media is a must in today's market. It's also amazingly cost effective. Don't try to snap a few photos on your phone, as good as they are. Buyers want high quality images, not blurry selfies of your kitchen. Remember, if your photo looks like something you'd post on social media for fun, it probably isn't going to sell your house. It's worth a bit more than your social media fun photos. Now let's dive into one of the most crucial aspects of selling your home: preparing it. A well-presented home not only attracts more buyers, but can significantly increase your sale price. Let's walk through the key steps. The first step is decluttering and depersonalizing your space. Think about it. When potential buyers walk into your home, they need to imagine themselves living here. And guess what? They can't do that if your house is filled with personal items, family photos, or even things like that quirky collection of antique clocks you have got in the hallway. So why declutter? It's simple psychology. Buyers need a blank canvas. When you declutter, you're not just removing items, you're creating space, both physically and mentally, for buyers to envisage their own life in that home. So how do you declutter effectively? Simple. Room by room. Start with one room and then move on to the next. Get rid of any non-essential items. Donate, sell, or store them. You'll also want to streamline your furniture. Too much furniture can make a room look smaller than it is. A depersonalizing tip. Take down any personal photographs. And dare I say it, that includes religious items or memorabilia. Remember, the goal is to make your home feel like it could belong to anyone. You don't want to be excluding certain groups of people or individuals. For example, I worked with a client who had a home filled with family heirlooms and personal art pieces. After decluttering, we removed about 40% of the furniture, and suddenly the space felt twice as big. Buyers could see how the living room would fit their large sectional couch. And guess what? The home sold for 15% more than similar properties on the same street. So what to declutter? Start with the basics: kitchen counters, bookshelves, and wardrobes. Clear out anything and everything that makes the space feel crowded or small. If you can't get rid of it, hide it in a cupboard. Depersonalizing. Remove personal photos, mementos, and even strong personal decor choices. Think neutral. It's easier for buyers to envisage themselves in a neutral space rather than that bright purple feature wall. If you need to, rent a storage unit. Move large items out of the home and into the storage unit will help create the illusion of more space. Don't leave things like children's toys, pets' beds, or personal hygiene products out in the open, especially during open homes. After decluttering, deep cleaning is the next essential. You might think your home is clean, but buyers will notice things you have lived with for years and hadn't even given a thought. So what to clean? In summary, everything! From windows to floors, from grout to baseboards. Hire a professional service if needed. I recommend that, especially for carpets and windows. Pet smells. If you have pets, and I'm sure you love them, make sure any lingering odours are taken care of. Buyers won't appreciate the smell of your dog, no matter how much you love the dog. Professional cleaning services are worth every dollar. They can get into those nooks and crannies you might just miss, like ceiling fans, vents, and behind appliances. They are trained on where to focus their efforts. As an example, a spotless home sends the message that the property has been well maintained. One of my clients hired a professional cleaner, and the buyer commented that it felt like walking into a brand new home. What lovely feedback. Wouldn't you like that feedback about your home? Finally, let's talk about small repairs and touch-ups. I'm talking about minor fixes. They can make a major difference to how buyers perceive your home, especially those common, often forgotten repairs, such as leaky taps, squeaky doors, my personal hate, peeling paint. Fix all of them. Unfixed, these small issues can give buyers the impression that the home hasn't been well cared for. A fresh coat of paint, neutral paint that is, can refresh an entire room. Stick to off-whites and soft greys. Nothing too bold. Focus on high traffic areas like the living room, kitchen and entrance. First impressions do matter. Avoid spending too much on major renovations. In fact, my personal recommendation, don't do them. Don't do them at all. You are highly unlikely to get a return on your investment. Focus on small improvements with big impacts, like light fittings, various fixtures, or door handles. Now let's move on to negotiations. This is where things get real. An agent trained in negotiation is worth their weight in gold. Remember, not all agents are. In fact, less than 20% of agents are actually trained in negotiation. Surprised? I was. So when it comes time, do be prepared to negotiate, but also be aware of your bottom line. Don't panic at the first lowball offer. It's just part of the process. As real estate agents, we need to present, by law, all written offers regardless of how stupid they might be. However, they won't necessarily come with our recommendation. Also be aware that the first offer, if not a lowball offer, is often your best offer. So give it serious consideration. An offer can never come too quickly or too soon. At the end of the day, this isn't a flea market. Hold firm, but be realistic. And finally, let's have a talk about the paperwork. I know, it's not a glamorous part, but it is crucial. Make sure you have all the necessary documents ready. LIM reports, title documents, building reports, etc., etc. Don't leave it until the last minute when somebody is ready to make an offer. You don't want to put them off. The more prepared you are, the smoother the sale will go. So what are you waiting for? If you're ready to sell and want expert advice every step of the way, reach out to me today for a free consultation. For more informative information, subscribe and hit that like button. Let's get that sold sign up on your front lawn. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, selling a house isn't about just putting a sign on the front lawn. It's about making strategic moves that pay off in the long run. Until next time, happy selling. Grant Hackett, Smart Sale Real Estate, signing off.